Hello, everyone. I'm really happy to be here today to talk about using surveys during turbulent times. I'm Nick Hayter. I'm a chartered psychologist, and I head up the consulting team at Perceptyx Europe. I have over 15 years of experience as a consultant, primarily helping organizations to design and deliver employee surveys, building listening programs, and using people analytics to help organizations make sense of their data. In addition, I have a lot of experience in assessing and developing leaders, and I've worked as a well-being consultant, helping people to build their personal resilience. And when I look over my career, I'd say it gives me a lot of experience and grounding of textbook models to draw on. But I'm learning firsthand, and I'm sure everyone relates to this, that when faced with true challenges, and for me, this includes trying to motivate my kids to learn about fractions and volcanoes, you just need to find ways that work for you. So rather than relying on the textbook model describing the phases of a change curve, it's about understanding how you're really going to get through that situation. Now, the company that I work with, Perceptyx, we provide customized approach to real-time surveys and people analytics. We're proud to partner with over 325 enterprise customers, including 30% of the Fortune 100, and we create tailored solutions. So each of our clients represents a unique case study for what they are trying to achieve and how they approach their listening and analytics programs. So we don't force clients to fit to our way. Instead, we partner with them to create pragmatic solutions to meet their needs. Now, for a long time before COVID-19 pandemic, clients would ask and often ask, when should we survey our employees? Now, before COVID-19, my guidance would have been based on what's going on within their business and would likely plan survey admin around known holiday periods, avoiding peak cycles where resources might be stretched, and try to establish a rhythm for their surveys that ties to their annual business planning cycles. Amidst COVID-19, some of those same rules apply, but there's an intense spotlight on how your business is reacting and the steps you are taking to provide a safe, connected, and productive working environment. So we're all in a time of unprecedented change. We're all battling a loss of normalcy. It's no longer business as usual for anyone, but for the majority, it is important for business to carry on. So right now, engagement and morale, it might be low, it might be high. Don't let this be the reason to survey or not. Chasing high scores should never be the aim when you survey your employees, because your employees undoubtedly have ideas you can learn from, and they're going to have concerns that you can help address. So as you adapt your working environment in light of the pandemic, take the time that you need to adjust and maybe make further refinements, and surveys can be had meaningful feedback about their challenges and concerns. So really, it's helping leaders to pinpoint some of those ideas as you go through this period. So what better time to do a survey? Now is the perfect time to survey. And we don't believe there's one correct way to listen to your employees. What we've learned over 20 years of working with clients is to take an approach that works best given circumstances. So for many of our clients, continue and strategic surveys. And for others, they have planned strategic surveys. So just as what's going on in the business, what they then had to do is interpret their results with what's going on within their country results in particular. So the domino effect around the pandemic and how it's moved from China, Italy, and across different parts of Europe, they've had to look through a lens of COVID-19 in interpreting those results. Open-ended comments too, they indicate sentiment. They're rich in insights, and they provide ideas and suggestions to help leaders adapt their response to COVID-19. For other clients whose census might be later in the year, well, many of those are looking to run ad hoc or just-in-time pulse surveys right now. And at Perceptyx, we're providing free survey content, implementation, real-time reporting, benchmark norms, and action planning guidance to our clients across such as corporate response to COVID-19, managing a remote workforce, and supporting people managers. And it's from those surveys that I want insights on today and present to you what we're finding across some of those surveys. So this is live, it's in the field now. Currently we have over 260,000 responses from all different countries, major industries, and different organization types who are providing feedback to their organizations. What level of change are people experiencing related to the COVID-19 pandemic? Well, roughly a fifth, 22%, are saying that the way we are working has changed significantly. Over half, 51%, are saying it's adjusted or they're having to adjust how they work. saying, well, communication and policies have changed, but the work is generally the same. And just 5% saying, well, nothing for them in their day-to-day job has changed through this COVID pandemic. Exploring just a little bit deeper, what are they saying, what it is that they need? Well, where and those people have said that their work has changed significantly, what they're really asking for is support and understanding from their manager, more communication from their manager. But looking across the broad spectrum of all those employees and the rate of change and what they're having to adapt to, the underlying theme across most of those responses is that flexibility and understanding of the specific personal situations that we're going through. For employees to feel that their leader or their manager, people in their team understand what it is that they're going through to balance personal commitments as well as work commitments and understanding that specific situation that each employee is going through. For those workers in particular who've transitioned to working from home from before being in a physical working space, well, from the clients we work with, there's some really positive signs. Senior leaders are communicating and leading really well. And also those clients that we work with really are putting the customer and doing what's right by the customer to support their needs. Of the concerns, and this makes sense if you've previously and always worked in a physical workspace and now you're expected to work from home, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So I did say I'd avoid, psychological models, but it just does make sense that if you haven't had to work from home before, some of the concerns being shown and flagged by people who have transitioned to now working from home are things like IT concerns and technical support. But there's also some more fundamental things about ways of working. So the expectations of output, how you go about doing your work, but also being able to flag and work with your manager and your team and colleagues around how you balance those personal commitments, how you get work done, how you take personal time, taking a lunch break, even taking vacation, those work-life expectations and how the work you're doing right now, in addition to just can I get my work done from a technical perspective, are what we're seeing from those people who have transitioned to remote working. And for those who, and there's a lot of people who can't do their work from home, and so they sort of primarily still need to be physically present in their workplace. Well, here there's a lot more flag or concern that leaders aren't listening and caring to those employees who need to stay and be on the front line, or that the COVID-19 policies aren't applied consistently across the organization. As we work with those organizations, we understand a lot from the surveys and other things that they're doing in terms of providing protective equipment, the social distancing that they can do, and ways of working to ensure that those policies and processes, new that they are clearly understood, communicated and adhered to, but also some things, again, around new ways of working, like what option to take, extra time, paid time off, again, taking vacation during the point where at the moment it's just sort of undecided around how the work is done and how they need to situations. In terms of the insights through in terms of what we're seeing from frontline employees, how customer responses are staying in, there's tons of data within that insights, but in terms of a summary around surveying during turbulent times, now's a good time to survey employees. They want to be heard. It's never a one-size-fits-all. We would really recommend that organizations flex their listening methods to meet their needs of both the organization, what they can set up, but the employee needs, and then using those surveys to identify their critical issues by analyzing meaningful demographics, the richness of data that's in the open-ended comments, and understanding the sentiment and but also making this two-way conversation. It's not just around hearing from employees and using this information and potential analytics for data's sake, but really to then feed back to those employees that we're listening and this is what we're doing about and with that info. So there is a lot more information that we do have on our website, and really thank you for your time today.